Good evening, everyone. I'm Professor Vimal Mathur from the College of Management, University of Petroleum, in the Department of Economics and International Business. To tell you something about my background, I have been working in the industry for the last 23 years, and I've been in academics for the last 7 years. And I'm primarily teaching international business to MBA students in the college. I have with me my colleague, Dr. Jairaj.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Jairaj. My specialization is international trade and foreign exchange. So I have the experience of industry as well as academics.
Today we'll be talking about um, the scenario of international business worldwide and how international business is the need of the hour and what lies ahead and how we fit in into the coming times. Have you ever heard of have you ever seen or did you ever see maybe a Datsun or maybe a Nissan car 30 years back? Because on the streets we could see only Ambassador or a Premier Permani Fiat. But lately, for the last 10 years only, we could see foreign brands coming into India. Have you ever thought what is the reason? Why couldn't we see these cars earlier? Because there was a lot of let's talk about the world business scenario post World War II. At that time, the economies were confined to themselves. They were trading, they were doing business only with the allies, with the countries with which they were friendly. And they shirked business with the enemy countries or the allies of the enemies. So business was limited to their own allies or the trading blocks that they had formed at that time. But then slowly they realized, okay, this is not the way we can prosper because they realized that every country needs to grow, and there are so many things that they don't have, and they have to buy from the other nation, and then because they wanted to buy from other countries, but at the same time they wanted to restrict the imports because their own industry was being hampered. That's why that was one of the reasons why you couldn't see a foreign brand 30 years back, and why lately, why it all started in 1985. They were in fact the nations, the political scenario or the business scenario in every nation. They wanted to protect their own domestic industry, and for that matter, they had imposed tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers to trade, which were deliberately created to stop the imports. While every nation wanted to stop the imports to protect their own industry, at the same time they wanted to promote their exports. But the other countries reacted or retaliated, and that's why business was almost halted. But then this couldn't go for a long time. All the nations realized that we need to open our markets. And then came GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs, in 1948. It worked for some time, then it had to widen its spectrum so that more business could generate, the nations could grow in a broader way, and more aspects of business could be covered. So then came WTO, World Trade Organization. World Trade Organizations promoted globalization. Now, what is globalization? Globalization means where there is no restriction to trade. It is as good as buying something from Chennai. As simple as that. Buying from USA should not be difficult, and it should be as easy buying locally. This is called globalization, which has unfortunately not happened to its full strength. Why globalization happens? Because every economy feel they have liberalized economically because of that. They needed inputs. They wanted to buy technologies. Just as they need technologies, new technologies which are coming up, innovations, inventions are coming up in the market. And to buy that, rather than doing R&D and spending a lot of money and time in R&D, every nation thought, okay, let's buy this technology and maybe export our own technology. So this led to globalization. Then there was innovation in logistics. Previously, we didn't have those advanced ships which could carry our material from one country to the other. But now, as the technology improves, there are innovations, inventions. So new transport modes of transport have cropped up, which are faster and less time consuming. So this has led to opening of markets because now anybody can buy from any country in no time, in less time as compared. Then global expansion. Every country wants to expand. They want to sell their product worldwide so they can earn more profits. So what I intend to tell you is that now things are opening up. There's every customer because of this internet facility. You are connected to the whole world, and everybody knows that there is some product which is being used in Europe, and people start asking for it, demanding that. And in order to fulfill that demand, somebody has to import it and provide to the public so that they can make profits. Now, very, although it's very easy to say that why not import a car, a Chevrolet car, right from USA? But there are so many restrictions. Still, there are so many restrictions, although most of them have been removed as per the agreement in the member countries of WTO. But still, there are restrictions, and the countries are allowed to play within certain limits. So, due to these, every country has foreign trade policies, their own export policies, export import policies, due to which, on the basis of which, they can regulate the inflow or the outflow of commodities, export or import of commodities. So this becomes a little complex because there's not only the foreign trade policy that that is a factor which is affecting globalization. There are so many cultural barriers also. Okay? Every country has its own culture, the way they work, the way they treat work, and the time they spend when they enjoy the time or when they go to the offices. Then there are cultural differences. Then the economies are different because one economy can be rich, developed. You must have heard of developed economy and developing economy and least developed countries. So this disparity is still there, and every country is evolving. They are evolving over a period of time. So what I intend to say that this is becoming very complex because due to globalization, what is going to happen is most of the countries would are looking towards India as the most lucrative market because Dr. Jairaj will tell you how the Indian economy is prospering and what are the growth patterns, due to which every country is trying to enter into India because they see a huge market in India. Similarly, we are also eyeing towards foreign countries so that we can establish our office abroad. We are more skilled than most of the nations. So we would like to extend our skilled professionals abroad and earn more money for them, for that matter. So there is in the times to come, and you can see as per in this slide, you can see Coca-Cola is there, then Ford, and all these multinational organizations are already in India. They are in India and they are operating in India. They are manufacturing in India and they are selling in India. And not only selling in India, they are manufacturing in India and selling it in all other countries. Maybe they are importing back to their country. And this is what we are doing. So it's in a very short duration, there's going to be a time when it will be a global village, one small single market. I wouldn't call it small, one single market, wherein anybody can go and do business in any country. Any person can buy commodities from any country, can export anywhere, and besides culture, there's a lot of there's an element of foreign exchange, which is a factor affecting international business. So, what I want to communicate to you that there are so many factors which a professional has to work, a businessman has to handle and to learn about it, and then do business. So that's why international business has become very important in the present times. Dr. Jairaj will tell you about the present scenario.
Okay, you could see the key institutions for international business. The General Agreement on Trade and Tariff that has started in 1948. Prior to that, we had the International Trading Organization that was initiated by USA. But unfortunately, that organization was not formally introduced because of some reasons. In the same year, 1945, we had another institution, formal institution for banking. So that's what IMF, World Bank, that was introduced in 1945. So in 1948, the idea of liberalization that came into picture in 1948. So that was considered as only agreement just to promote the trade among the countries and liberalizing the trade. So afterwards, the WTO organization, WTO was introduced in 1995 when there was a huge talk on shift from protectionism to the free trade agreements. So you could hear about BRIC nations. Uh, Between 2005 and 2010, the economic growth in the BRIC nations was 7.5 percentage, considerably higher than the 5 percentage growth averaged by the world as a whole, and the 3 percentage achieved by OECD countries. So the BRICS leveraged the number of factors, including favorable demographics, growing factory output, vast national resources, and rapidly growing middle class and as a result were widely expected to lead a shift in global economic power towards to the developing world away from the developed G7 countries. So India alone among the BRIC countries appear to be have but the trend have contributed to perform well and emerging as an increasingly attractive investment destination. So besides in the right hand side you could see the new development bank that was initiated by India in during BRICS conference. So the contribution of each country is 20 percentage, 20 percentage of the foreign exchange in terms of US dollars. So initial amount was fixed up to $1 million. So the contribution of BRIC banks is if it is 100 percentage, the amount of the BRIC countries' contribution in the World Bank it is 10 percentage. So in case if BRIC nations have in case if we have a separate bank alternative to the World Bank, it will increase the trade among the countries. It will increase the foreign exchange flow between the countries. So that's the reason why they have introduced BRIC Bank. India's external business scenario that we can see after independence from 1950s to late 1980s, our country followed socialist policies, especially in the mid of 1980s. The policies were following the socialistic approaches, that is just protecting the country from the international trade, right? So, but after some time in the late 1980s, it was realized that free trade agreements, free trade reforms that has to be introduced by the government. So productivity growth rate of Indian economy is estimated to be 8 percentage and above until 2020, and it is at this rate India will become the second largest economy in the world after China. India expects foreign trade investment to rise by 45 percentage. India is the 18th largest exporting economy in the world and 50th most complex economy according to the Economic Complexity Index. So this is there is every reason to believe that India appears to be most favored nations for the investment at low rate of inflation, as at last prompted by RBA to bring down borrowing cost by 25 percentage points, and the industry is eagerly looking forward to some good measures for investments and reforms in the general budget of India. The investment from them, which also includes the FDA, is largely for manufacturing. The overall business and government policy perspectives that are two major determinants of flow of private investments in this sector. So now you could see international trade scenario of India. So right hand side in the figure you could see the import sources, where from India is importing more, and what are the importing items that are given in the uh, top right. We are importing more of petroleum and crude oil from China, gold from Saudi Arabia, and UAE. From UAE, we are importing pearls and precious stones. From Switzerland, from USA. So you could see different countries that are the import sources. And export destinations, you could see USA still remains the first place, and after USA, very interestingly, you could see UAE has become the second highest export destination for India. And exporting items are now, previously India was considered as agricultural based economy, but now we are moving to the industry based economy. That's the reason why our exports, major exports, are petroleum products to the other countries. So, in which India is doing well. India comes out of top BPE 2005 with growth forecasts up to up and perceptions of corruption down. So you could compare the list which is given in the left hand side, why India is more attractive in terms of investments. So that you could see uh, generation of return, erosion of retail return, repatriation of return. That are the things that you could compare. So, what are the advantages of India in terms of international business? You could see strong demographies that we have, more of young working people in India that contributes more to the GDP of India. Growing focus on strengthening military capabilities, so that opens up the trade in defense sector also. Growth strategies partnership between India and United States. Political alliance will also help the economy to grow up, to increase the trade opportunities. India on J curve in growth rate that you could see from 1990s. In 1990s, we had a twin crisis. One is balance of payment crisis, and other one is deficit budget. So these are the twin crises that was there in 1990s. So uh, we have to do some measures in order to come out of the recession in 1990s. That's the reason why we adopted structural adjustment reform program from IMF. From IMF, almost $500 million we got to stabilize the economy. The growing global integration and FDA, that is also increased in nowadays. Favorable currency dynamics. Previously, we were having fixed exchange rate system, and the regime that moved from fixed to floating exchange rate system. After 1991, we have opened up our foreign exchange, capital market, and foreign managed floating exchange rate system that we follow. New government pursuing aggressive reform mandate in terms of FD, in terms of foreign trade policy that you could refer. Make in India is one of the example for promoting trade among the countries, for promoting investments, inviting investments from the other countries. By 2020, the world trade in good will total around 35 trillion US dollars. At the same time, world trade in services will be double to around 6 trillion dollars. So China's exports to Europe at over uh, uh, US dollar 1 trillion will be almost twice as the largest US exports to Europe. Europe's exports to Africa and Middle East will be around 50 percentage larger than its exports to USA. So Asia will be the largest market for trade, owing to almost 55 percentage of the global economic growth, and it is as it is forecasted earlier. India's future is projected here. You could see forecast of US Indian trade. Uh, from 2005 to 2029, you could see. So in right hand side, the blue line shows the exports and red line shows the imports. But still, it is expected that we will have a huge trade balance between US and India. An historical and forecast of real GDP growth rate for India and China that is displayed in the right bottom. So India is expected to cross it is expected to have more growth rate than China. It is expected to have 8.3 percentage of growth rate in the future, and USA is expected sorry China is expected to have 6.2 percentage. Why international business? India's total trade, including exports and imports, increased merely US dollar 38 billion in 1991 to 763 billion in 2003 to 14. In today's global economy, many businesses are looking to expand their international market. The recent growth in international business is because of expansion of technology, liberalization of cross-border movements, development of supporting institutional arrangements. It's a kind of cluster effect. How the other industries, for example, if PC industry is there, and how the semiconductor industry is helping or supplying the products in order to produce more of laptops or PCs. Increase in the global competition, the need for diversified source of sales and supplies helps in minimizing competitive risk. International business is a functional area which is applicable across all the sectors and domains. So that's the reason why we have a wide range of opportunities that are very much available. Therefore, careers in international business are expected to grow at faster rate than the normal. IB professionals, MBA IB professionals are not only experts in domestic business operations but also creating opportunities in the overseas. MBA International Business, globalization has left its mark on internationally operating companies to tackle the challenges that lie ahead. Young, well qualified, and experienced professionals have become the need for the hour. MBA International Business has been designed to address managerial issues that are relevant to the business internationally. The program develops an advanced understanding of critical awareness of the operations of the global organization, strategic concepts, and current theories in the management of global businesses, thereby catering to the growing needs of MNCs and other organizations in the immediate future. International operations, international business, how the operations and how the other factors, external factors, internal factors that are influencing international business, you could see. So external influences, physical and societal factors, political factor is also one of the factors that influence international business of a country. Values, attitude, beliefs that are all coming under cultural factors and other factors. Economic forces, how international economic stability that affects how the other countries' economic growth rate that affects or influence your economic your trade, geographical influences, and how that is affecting the firm's objective sales expansion, resource acquisition, diversification, competitive risk minimization, and etc. Competitive environment, a major advantage in price, marketing, innovation, and other factors. Number of relative capabilities of competitors, competitive differences by the country. So, what are the modes of internationalization? The modes of internationalization are uh, importing and exporting, tourism and transportation, licensing and franchising, turnkey operations, management contracts, direct and portfolio investments, mergers and acquisition, and etc. What are the means? What are the functions of these international organizations? Marketing, production, accounting, finance, human resource. Overlaying tactical alternatives, choice of country, organization and control mechanisms, degrees of integration among the countries' operations.
So by now you must have got a fair idea how complicated this international business, which is inevitable, in the absolutely near future. It's going to be very crucial for everybody to gear up and pull up the socks and meet the competition. Because in case we are not ready for to compete with other companies which are eyeing towards India and which are now open to enter our country and do business, we will be nowhere. So we have to meet that competition, and for that we have to meet that competition, and we have to prepare our professionals in that line. That's why UPS found that this is rather than giving a specific, rather than giving a general MBA degree, why not prepare students to face this kind of international competition? And for that matter, MBA International Business program was launched in 2009. Over a period of 6 years, we have evolved and refined our course structure, course plan to include everything which makes a professional industry ready. You can see on the slides that the topics that we have, we will be covering in these 2 years. We have trade policy and documentation procedures, risk management, trading and risk management, which is inevitable in international business strategies and negotiations because of difference in culture, difference in planning their business, cross-cultural management. This is also going to be an important aspect in international business. Then marketing, financial management, environment study, logistics, which is again not an easy task and requires specialization. Then e-business, e-commerce, all these uh, aspects of international business will be covered in our 2 year program, so that you are absolutely ready to face the challenge. And I'm sure by the time you pass out from UPS, you will be in hot demand overseas, because as has been told and proved through statistics, that the demand for skilled people is going to rise substantially, and there'll be a shortage because time is short to prepare people, and there'll be a big vacuum in the demand and supply. So this is the right time when you have to choose this program and go ahead and move internationally, globally, all over. The competitive advantage of MBA IB from UPS is that we teach all these aspects through case-based. All our teachings are case-based, and which reflects how international organization, multinational corporations, how they operate, how they take a decision in complicated situations. And this is taught by highly qualified and experienced faculty. We have a perfect balance of academicians and industry people who will explain everything as very practically, and the academicians will clarify all your concepts, which will form the foundation of international business. Then we also have an exchange program, so that a students exchange program wherein our students will go abroad and get exposure of how other countries behave, or how they do business. So that's an exchange program that we have already tied up with Alberta, Canada.
Okay, we have MOU with the University of Alberta, Canada. So every final year, the final semester can be done. Very good students in terms of uh, uh, the GDP, that CGPA that they have got. Based on that, two students will be sent to University of Alberta to complete their final semester. So the final semester mark sheets will be provided by University of Alberta, and degree certificate and other 3 semesters mark statement will be provided by UPES.
Another aspect that the university will be working on is internationalization, in order to give the maximum exposure of international exposure to our students, so that they can understand and be prepared for the business ahead. And moreover, after you complete your MBA from here, uh, you can you will be in a way ready to take up any job for that matter, because you have already been exposed to all the aspects of business, plus international exposure that you have got, which other MBA programs may or may not be giving you. But here it is inbuilt in the program. You will be exposed to the skills required to handle cultural aspects, and through the knowledgeable IB professionals. This Here you can see the wide spectrum of faculty that UPS has, and these professionals, some of them are having 30 years, more than 30 years experience in the industry, and who have actually worked in the international industry, and they'll be telling you how business is done overseas. Then there are so many faculties who have rich academic experience, as you can see from this table. And I mean, you will be in a gold mine, and it depends on you how much gold you can take from here. Dr. Jairaj will tell you about the courses that we'll be covering in different semesters.
Okay, the curriculum of MBA IB is given here. The first semester, in the first semester, you'll be learning the subjects of economics and managerial decisions, quantitative techniques, business communications, organizational behavior, management, IT for managers, financial accounting. In the second semester, you will gradually move to the core sector, research methodology and applied statistics, human resource management, financial management, Indian economy and foreign trade policy, international business management, global economic environment, international logistics and supply chain management, and then you have industry visits at the end of the second semester. In the third semester, you will have core subjects: econometrics, international financial management, international marketing management, commodity trading and risk management, international trading operations and documentation, WTO and its impact on international business, e-business and e-commerce. Then finally, in the final semester, cross-culture management will be taught, international business negotiations, mergers and acquisition, and corporate regulations, international business strategy will be also taught. In dissertation will be considered as one of the uh, subject. It has 6 credits in the final semester. The opportunities in international business that you could see. What are the Indian MNCs? What are the places? What are the MNCs where our students can be fit? Oil and gas sector, paint industry, auto and component industry, pharmaceutical industries, metal industries, packaging and chemical industries, where also IB students are fit. The sectors of IB, promising sectors of IB, oil and gas, that as I have already told in the previous slide, you could see The other sectors, textile and clothing, petrochemical products, gems and jewelries, agricultural trading business, forex businesses, logistics companies, mining industries, automobiles, business development in IT companies, research companies, consultancy firms, export houses, and etc. Our students who are joining in international business, most of them, almost 10 to 15 percentage of the students are already experienced in the other companies. So that much of demand that we have for the international business. You could see the companies where our students previously worked. These are the companies where the students of MBA IB worked for internships. Amul, Godrej, Mason, Apollo, Marks and Spencer, Tata Motors, Decathlon, ENY, and etc. Here you could see the placement scenario from 2009 to 2015. In the left hand side, what are the companies who took IB students, which took IB students uh, between 2009 to 2015. And 2016, you could see the companies that are that have visited, and still we expect more company to visit till the end of April. ITC Infotech, LG, Total, Asian Paints, Mount Meru. So this time we have got two international placements uh, in Mount Meru, Havels, eValueServe, Progressive Media, DSP Air and Sea, Ceasefire Industries, Big Boy Toys, Kunenagal, Allied Analytics, Melvo, Grandview Research, Programmatic Asia, and etc. The highest salary from 2013 that you could see in 2013, the highest salary was 5.2, and 2014 5.7, and the highest was 6.2 lakhs. In 2015, 6.1 lakh was the highest in TM Logistics. In 2016 till now, the 8 lakhs of the package in LG is the highest package. We expect, actually this is just the CTC, uh, and apart from that the variables are not included here. If you add variables, it will be around 12 lakhs. Our three students are placed in total. They have got 6.2 lakhs this year. The average salary that has been increasing from 2013 to 2016, the average salary is almost 5.5 lakhs in 2016.
The students are given practical exposure during during their tenure and for 2 years in the campus. They are professionals and professionals from the industry, like international business, the Director General of Foreign Trade, who formulates the policy, export import policy. He visits the team of from the DGFT office. They visit the campus and deliver guest lectures and apprise the students how the policy is framed and how it is formulated and how it is implemented. Then we have people from the customs. We have people from the industry, the CEOs of big export organizations like Shahi Export House, Orient Craft Limited, and all big names in the export industry. They visit our campus to deliver lectures and to tell the students how things are practically done. The students are also exposed to the functioning during their industrial tours and during their internships. So all these organizations are tied up with, so that they get the maximum exposure.
Okay, these are the students driven activities that you could see. We have different clubs in College of Management in which our students have conducted a lot of events. Uh, we have formed a student club called Global Trotters. So
The,
that
the idea,
was
the idea is that the student should have overall development, personality development. So it's not only the studies that has to cater to. He gets an opportunity to express his abilities, extracurricular activities. So we have a plethora of opportunities for a student to display his capabilities in the program.
okay. Our students have written research papers that are published in well-recognized institutions like Symbiosis, like IAFT, like IIT Kharagpur. So you could see the articles on international business, how the students have been able to give the or prepare the research papers and present in those organizations. Uh, so how we prepare the students uh, for placements, how we prepare industry-ready professionals in IB. The preparing the students as per their strength and weaknesses for different sectors, different verticals like marketing, consultancy, trade sector, logistics sector, and etc. And we used to conduct aptitude test. We used to teach the students with the help of the faculty,
Yeah, interviews.
yeah, and GD, we conduct weekly basis, conducting mock interviews. So nowadays the selection process has been changed, from conducting GD to discuss case studies and presentation mode. These are the different tools they are using to select the students. So conducting special lectures by the experts before every visit of the companies. We actually have more list. We cannot show all the list. So you could see the glimpse of our alumni information.
I hope most of your queries would have been clarified by this presentation and our discussions. And however, we look forward to answer to any of your doubts that you might have as to why UPS is the only destination where you can be ready for the industry. We welcome your questions, please. Okay, thank you so much. And in case you have any query, you are always welcome to just post it here. We'll answer that.
Thank you so much.